People are talking about V and Joanna again recently. This is absolutely crazy. People are also talking about a new break-in that allegedly happened with JK in his home. And then we have some pictures trending at a recent event of V. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Disci. Let's get into it. There was a recent photo that was trending when V visited Frieze Seoul, which is an art gallery. I believe V has been before, and I believe he regularly goes when they invite him. So if you're not familiar with how some of these events are done, let's discuss really quickly. An art gallery will typically host an event with a painter, an artist, whatever that they're working with. Typically, the artist might have their own publicist that has connections to press or celebrities that they would like to invite to the art gallery to spread the word about the gallery. Typically, these are usually publicists that have direct connections with the press or people that they've worked with celebrity-wise, so their own clients that they would invite to an art exhibit. But then typically the art exhibit, like the gallery itself, the venue, will have a list of press, influencers, or celebrities that they would invite on preview night. So this is before it is open to the general public. This is just to get the press to come in, post about it, talk about it, and get that around so that when the sales and tickets finally open up, people will want to see it. They'll go buy it because they saw their favorite celebrity go. And there's a lot of coverage of this exhibit, so people then wonder what the hype is, right? This is why V had sort of an invitation, because he's been there a bunch of times, and this was probably a preview night to an exhibit, and he was there alongside several different other socialites and celebrities that were in Korea at the moment. We will get into everyone that was there and the whole controversy with that. But one of the people that were there was a member from All Day Project, which is a rookie group that had just come out, but there's been a lot of controversy during their debut. It was a group photo. One of the members was named Tarzan, and I won't get into his exact controversy, but I believe it was something along the lines of queerness. I'm not even entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. But regardless, the internet was outraged by this photo because whatever his controversy is, people don't like controversy near the BTS members. However, this wasn't like a solo picture, it was a group picture, and people were telling V to turn around because look, Tarzan was there and you need to get away, and it was just this whole situation. Now it's important to note a couple things, which is that of course during an art exhibit, and especially an art exhibit that's going to invite celebrities to be there, you're going to have rookie groups or veteran groups or socialites or all of the different people there. You're going to have several influencers, you're going to have anyone who might either have 100,000 followers or more on social media, because the goal of that is that the press is there to take pictures of the exhibit, but the press is also there to take pictures of the different celebrities that are there in hopes of those celebrities being published onto their media site and generating sales for that art exhibit. So I see this a lot where people are saying, why such and such controversial figure gets invited to such event? As long as they have a large following, they will get invited to these events. V may or may not be aware of the controversy that exists with Tarzan, but even if he was aware, he's not going to turn down a photo because everyone's there to just be nice. It's a group photo. He's not going to try to make a scene. And overall, people who hadn't had scandals where it's something like touching kids or anything like that, and they've gotten like claimed for it, when they go in public, they're typically going to be nice people and find people to talk to, regardless of the scandal that they might be a part of online. You just can't be rude to someone who's being nice to you. And they're still a human being. They're still people who are probably fun to talk to or have a personality or a life outside of that scandal. So typically a lot of celebrities don't even read what is online either. They'll just interact or talk to whoever they think is nice and is nice to them. And I would believe that V kind of does the same thing, because the press and the attention that a celebrity gets, good or bad, all depends on their team. When you look at top celebrities that might have no negative press, it just means that they have a really good PR team that can somehow find a way to either pay people off to get posts off the internet, or they are so good that they scour the internet daily to threaten people who say anything negative. And there are people who attack those who are just giving opinions, also so that there is literally nothing bad ever said about that celebrity, versus you might have a rookie group or someone who doesn't have a big team. And I'm not saying that All Day Project doesn't have one, I'm just giving an example. They might have a lot more negative press, and that could simply be because their team is not scrubbing the internet or trying to put out press releases or things to try to fix the negative thing. And so it's kind of gross sometimes if a celebrity were to go up to someone who has a scandal and just simply not interact with them, because it's not based off of if there is an actual bad person in front of them, because whether or not they have a good PR team, they can cover that up, which is really, if you think about it, it's just down to, do they have money or not? I don't know if that makes sense. So if they have a lot of money and they are a really big celebrity, they can make any problem go away on the internet. But if they don't have, then you're seeing a lot of the negative posts. And that's typically how you know when someone has money or when they don't. And it could also be that they don't want to take stuff off the internet too, but it also could be that they don't have enough money to get rid of the hate. So if someone does or doesn't interact because of that, I think that that's gross, right? Because it's just about money. I'm saying this with the context of that the celebrity might not have done something as bad and something was just twisted terribly, because media likes to do that. I'm not necessarily defending anyone here. I'm just saying that sometimes that does happen. So even the celebrities know that they can't just trust what's being said online. One example that I can give right here, and to really nail the point home, is that Jeffrey Epstein didn't have any negative press for years either while he was doing what he was doing. He had a fantastic team. And then, of course, it got to a point where he's in court now, and I don't even think his PR team or lawyers even could do anything about it, because lawyers sometimes manage that too. And P. Diddy, same thing with him, right? Now I want to talk about something a little darker that has been going on. So a new break-in or stalker moment has happened with JK, and this comes after an alleged break-in or stalking situation that happened right back in June, right after JK left the military. So recently, just a few days ago, a stalker allegedly followed JK's car into his building. So it's believed that this was in his parking lot or garage. It's alleged that there was a car that was being followed, and one that likely belonged to JK or his team. And the car likely was being pulled into the garage. That was not a building, but a house, I think, because JK apparently lives in a house now. So it's alleged that this car was for him, and that's important to note. So what I'm about to say after this may not make any sense, but it's important to note what I just said. When the security noticed that someone had snuck in, the security decided to call the police. And it was believed that JK also noticed this on his security monitor as well, and they decided to lock the garage and lock the stalker inside of it until the police came. JK said this on live, and he mentioned, of course, to tell people to not come to his house, and if they do, they will be arrested. And then he explained the story that he has access to the garage, so he will just lock it, and then there'll be no way out, and the stalker is trapped and will be arrested. Now, what was interesting was that this alleged stalker, when the police came, said that they were just visiting a friend. Now, of course, I don't know the living situation that JK is in, and nor do I care to look that up, and nor do I want to know the exact living situation that he's in right now. But if he is in fact in a house, then visiting a friend makes zero sense, because then the only person that this stalker would be visiting would be JK, because he's the only one in that building, unless she's visiting JK and his staff that might be living there as well, like a chef or a maid. I don't know. So that to me is even more crazy. And if it was JK's staff, I doubt she would have been arrested. So it's even more crazy that she allegedly called JK her friend. Now, if found guilty of stalking or breaking in or trespassing even, it would all fall under the anti-stalking law. They could face anywhere between 3 years to tens of thousands of dollars in fines. And if weapons were involved, the sentence would be a little bit longer, but it was believed that none of that was found, thank goodness. So this was very concerning, considering this was the second attempt, and this person seemed to have gotten further than the first person did in June. So it's only a matter of time before someone else might allegedly get even further than that. However, we shall see what happens. Now, going back to the art gallery, apparently V has met more than just one controversial figure. Another person that he met was someone named Joanna Chun, and she was believed to have been in a relationship with V a long time ago. It was believed that the alleged YouTuber that ended up being sued was the one who was spreading this rumor, Sojang. But that was alleged. I cannot verify that other than what the rumors have been, because I don't believe the channel is still active. This was a situation that ended up forcing V to come out and address it. He addressed that he obviously wasn't in a relationship by saying that he doesn't like that people are talking about something like this. Recently, they were seen again at this art gallery, and the paparazzi, or the house photographer that was there, took a picture of V alongside Joanna and several other people. However, since these rumors were sparked up initially, a lot of people were wondering if there was any truth to it, because a lot of people were thinking that they went to the event together, or that they went to the event to hang out together. Now, Joanna is being reported to be part of a multi-million-dollar corporation, potentially billion-dollar corporation. She would naturally, even without her being invited to events or bigger events, she would be considered a socialite just because she is on the upper echelon of society, right? She is considered society. So she naturally would get invited to things like this, and probably all the time. And of course, her being an alleged heiress to this big corporation would mean that she has a high profile and people know of her. So paparazzis are going to be taking pictures of her, but also sometimes paparazzis and cameramen will just take two people who are together and have them be together. And they'll say, hey, you two, you come together, take a picture, just so that there are some group shots and it's not only solo people in every photo, right? Because then it looks like the event wasn't as fun. And because these photographers have to do a press release at the end of the night to get press and to have a portfolio of photos that they want, like, makes it look good, right? That there's a mismatch of photos. However, this is not only what's happened here, as we can see, as there's a video of them together posted onto Joanna's Instagram account. This is what was believed, so obviously she likely wanted to get this clip herself as well, but that of course makes sense because, again, V is someone who is a high celebrity, and likely him going, he was very much aware that he was going to be photographed. The whole point of him going was to be photographed by various different people. When you have a celebrity that big that is there, even the biggest influencers that are there are lining up to take pictures of him. He becomes part of the exhibit. He is the photo op. And guess what? All the press or the headlines are going to be about him. And that's why he's there, by the way, too. That's the whole point. He's there to get press too. So it's just a press event. It's nothing more than that. And I hope people understand that, because that's the whole point of why he's even going to these events. Like, you think that he would prefer to do this than go to sleep? I'm sure he would prefer to sleep. So let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. And make sure you check out Patreon. I'll leave a link at the top of the description. Thank you so much for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.